Hello guys, good day, welcome to my channel. This video is about part of the third day in the morning. So welcome guys. Holy Land Pilgrimage.
Independence of Israel. During that war, Israel that got approval from the international community to found a Jewish state, over 55% of the land of Palestine, what was known as Richmond Palestine, that step was rejected by the Arab countries. And they were the ones who mainly launched a war against the Jewish settlements inside Richmond in Palestine. That war developed and became known as the War of Independence of Israel. And the Day of Independence of Israel is the 15th of May, 1948. 15th of May, 1948 is the day of the Declaration of Independence of Israel. And usually Israel doesn't celebrate it on the 15th of May. Why? Because Israel, they use the Jewish calendar, the Hebrew calendar, and the date will be different, right? So that's the way it works. Let's keep some silent, those in the back, please, because you might be annoying some others who are interested in the explanation. So, as I told you, 15th of May is the day of the independence of Israel. Israel is using the lunar calendar. Like mostly they use the lunar calendar in all of the holidays that they talk about. Lunar calendar, what does it say? It says that today is the 15th of the month of Iyar. That's the way they call it. And the year is 5783. That's the way they refer to the dates. So when we talk about this, why 5783? They say from the creation of the world. Well, that's what this is what is being believed among some of them. So 15th of Iyar, 15th of May, which is May, but just a coincidence that today is the 15th of Iyar, which is not the day of independence, because Israel celebrated independence a few days ago, when it was exactly the same day of the Hebrew calendar in the year 1948. Now, in 1949, Israel and Jordan participated in that war. They declared a ceasefire. And that ceasefire that was declared, they were sitting together, the chief of staff of the Israeli army and the Jordanian army, in one of the buildings in Jerusalem, and they drew a line on a map. And that line became known as the Green Line. And the Green Line due to a green pen that they used. That's it. So they used the green pen. And then they said, this is the ceasefire line. And the ceasefire line was not exactly where we have the checkpoint. No, it was further inside here. And that green line was, let's say it was respected until the year 1967. In the year 1967, something else happened, which was the 6 Days War, where Israel went through the Green Line and got the remaining West Bank, the Gaza Strip, East Jerusalem also is part of the land that was under Jordanian control from 1948 to 1967. So that's mainly what happened. Now the wall, Israel said, all right, we need to bring back security to our people. They built the wall, but it was not really built on that Green Line. So it was much more being pushed towards more Palestinian territory. So the length of the whole Green Line is 360 kilometers. 30 kilometers, which means that it did all the zigzags needed in order to guarantee the strategic places inside Israel. Look here, please, to the right. Look at there's some archaeological thing here to the right, right? Can you see it? Here, just to the right of the bus. So, this is a church. If you didn't see it, it's okay. We're gonna pass by it one more time. So these are remains of a church, and this church is known as the Katisma. It's a Greek church, and it dates back to the Byzantine period, which means about 5th century. And it used to be a nice place where we believe that this was the place where Virgin Mary had to take some rest on her way from Nazareth to Bethlehem before she delivered the baby. So Katisma in Greek means seat, a chair where someone can sit and relax. So it is believed to be the place. Now what's nice about it is the following. Before I continue talking about it, look please here at there's a green, there's a white thing here on the corner, like a pillbox. Can you see it?
Yes.
This is the British Mandate pillbox. It's original, still intact.
British.
Yes. So that's
okay.
part of the British Mandate pillboxes that we have. We've got 3 remaining, still intact pillboxes of the British Army, definitely. Protection. These were the boundaries of the city of Jerusalem during the British Mandate that took place in the year 637. The Muslims themselves even acknowledged this site as the place where the Virgin was resting, and they turned part of it into a mosque. It has some kind of a niche which is towards Mecca, where the Muslims would be praying, and also it has some kind of beautiful mosaic on the ground. And the mosaic, what does it show? A palm date tree. Why palm date tree? Because the Muslims believe, they have a verse in the Quran, and it said that God asked Mary to shake the palm date tree in order to get some fresh dates and get some energy while she was delivering the baby. So that's exactly what's being mentioned. And one more thing about it, it is octagonal. It is octagonal, and the dimensions of this church, the dimension of this church is exactly the same dimensions of the Dome of the Rock, which is, the Golden Dome that we're going to be seeing mainly from the Mount of Olives. So it's exactly the same, which means that the Muslims, when they built the Dome of the Rock in the year 691, they exactly copied the church that used to be there, the one that we passed by. Yes, exactly, like inch for inch.
Wow.
That's exactly that was the case. By the way, today is city for the Jews mainly, and also for other religions. But we're talking about the Jews. So businesses in Jerusalem, especially in what we call West Jerusalem, which is, let's say, the Jewish part of Jerusalem, is mainly shutting down on a Sabbath day. So people don't work on Saturday, and religious Jews are not even allowed to drive their cars on a Sabbath day. So that's why we're quite lucky while we drive here, because the morning traffic will not be experienced today, right? It's like a Sunday probably in London. So that's exactly what we have. By the way, when we talk about Sabbath day, we know about so many miracles performed by Jesus that took place on a Sabbath day. Can you mention one? One miracle that took place on a Sabbath day.
The curing of
the paralyzed man.
The curing.
Who said the paralyzed man? That's a good answer. All right.
Yeah.
The Miana, right? The Hinnom Valley. This is the Hinnom Valley. So this is the Hinnom Valley. The Hinnom Valley is mentioned in the Old Testament several times. And one of the times when King Solomon used to erect some kind of statues for the pagan worshippings for his wives. So this is the place, the Hinnom Valley, which we have here to the right. Another valley which you all know about, or at least you heard about, is known as the Kidron Valley. Yeah, the Kidron Valley. The Kidron Valley is, well, the most famous valley, and maybe mainly due to the Gethsemane. The Church of the Gethsemane is just to the side of the of the Kidron Valley. We have a third valley that we're going to be seeing today, and it's not easy to recognize that valley. It's called the Cheesemakers Valley, or the Central Valley, or the Theropean Valley. Yes, these are all the same names for the third valley. Look here to the left. There's a nice neighborhood, and this neighborhood is the first Jewish neighborhood to be built outside the walls of the city. But where are the walls? Can you see the walls?
No.
Why? You just need to look to the right. Just need to look to the right. And here are the walls of the city of Jerusalem. So the walls of the city of Jerusalem to the right, and now in front of us. And we're talking about walls that are surrounding a city, definitely. And inside, it's where what we call the old city of Jerusalem. Everything inside the walls is regarded as the old city of Jerusalem. But I don't want you to get confused, because Jerusalem was not born in the old city. It was born outside the walls of the city of today, in a different place. And they're going to be pointing to this. I'm going to be talking about this. And these walls are not the first walls ever to be built around the city. If you look here to the right, just here, the one next to us, this one, the lower one, that's a different wall. That's a different phase of a wall. And look how beautiful it looks like. We're going to be driving along the wall. And just here to the right, there's a building. Can you see it on top? Behind the wall. This is my school.
Wow.
Yes, it's called Collège des Frères. So it's a French Catholic school. That's where I studied when I was studying when I was a young boy. I think here after we are leaving the tunnel, we are going to turn right. And exactly where we have the traffic lights, it's where we used to have a wall that was dividing between East and West Jerusalem. So now we are leaving West Jerusalem and we are entering East Jerusalem. So it was exactly here where the bus is. So that was exactly the case, and we if you would be living in 1950, 1960, we wouldn't be able to cross between these two enemy states. That was exactly the situation. Look in front of you. Can you see the Dome of the Rock?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look how beautiful it looks like. So this is the Dome of the Rock. Those who didn't see it, no problem, because we're going to be seeing it clearly from the top of the Mount of Olives. So this is East Jerusalem, or we can call it the Arab part of the city. Sometimes it's being referred to in this way, just to make it easier. And geographically, it's in the eastern side. And politically, the term is much more important than the geographic location, which is east and west. Because politically, this is considered where you are now, according to the international law, it's considered as an occupied territory, where you are now in East Jerusalem. So it was taken in the war, in the 6 Days War, in the year 1967. And that's why you're going to see a lot of security presence here. Look here to the right, you can see some police and soldiers and so on. It's so common to see this in Jerusalem, especially when we talk about the old city of Jerusalem. And look at this beautiful, beautiful gate of the city of Jerusalem. And it's called Damascus Gate. Damascus Gate. This is the name of the gate. Yes, Damascus Gate. Damascus, which is the capital of Syria. So, because why is it called Damascus Gate? Because if you keep Damascus, theoretically, yes. Practically, no. And in ancient times, definitely, we had the camels heading all the way, convoys heading all the way from here towards Damascus. So that was the trading route between Jerusalem and Damascus. And that's why we still have the name Damascus Gate. The gate has another name, which I really love. It's called the Gate of the Pillar, the column, the pillar, Bab al-Amud in Arabic.
That's my group. We're okay. This is how it looks like, guys. At the old city. It's called Old City of Jerusalem. Why old city? Because the wall. This is the wall. This is called the wall from the old city of Jerusalem. From here, from the main road, we walk like 10 minutes to another gate. That's the entrance into the old city of Jerusalem. And you will notice there's plenty of people, group of people on different buses. They walk with us or ahead of us, before us, another group. They walk faster, quicker than us, because our tour guide is still talking about the place, about what are those across on the side, on where we're walking. So he was telling about everything.